I call the Honourable Annette King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As the House has heard, Labor supports the Mount Maunganui Borough Reclamation and Empowering Act Repeal Bill in the name of Tuaroa Flavel, and I congratulate him on bringing this bill to the House and getting it through with a lot of support. But I did wonder why the local member, Simon Bridges, who we've just heard does so much hard work up in that area, why he didn't bring the bill to the House and had the opportunity to do that. But congratulations to Tuaroa Flavel. As you've heard, this bill seeks to repeal the 1975 Act, an act which gave the Bay of Plenty Harbour Board the authority to transfer part of the seabed of Tauranga Harbour to the Mount Maunganui Borough Council. It then authorised the council to undertake reclamation of that part of the harbour for sewerage and for other purposes. And subsequently, the council, we're told, reclaimed less than half of the available area, and the authority to undertake reclamation of the rest was then revoked by the enactment of the Foreshore and Seabed Endowment Investing Act of 1991. So therefore the Mount Maunganui Borough Reclamation and Empowering Act has no legal effect. And the change made by this bill is to insert, as you've heard, a sunset clause that would provide for the Act to expire 28 days after it comes into force, because without such a clause, one Act with no continuing effect would be replaced in the statute books with another. And one thing I do agree with Nick Smith is that he said we would have a useless act on the statutes book, and what this does is to get rid of it. I think what was of interest to me during the debate on this bill was the historic perspective that was put forward by a number of members and really did enlighten this House as to the effect of changes that were made on Ngā Pōtiki over the years. And Nanaia Mahuta and Shane Jones in particular gave very good perspective of what it meant historically, and Shane Jones pointed out his family connections and ancestral connections to the area. Also, I thought Tuaroa Flavel was able to set out the environmental and cultural importance of the area to Ngā Pōtiki and the many people who had protested against the original changes, who must be delighted with this bill today. I also thought that Shane Jones brought a sense of balance to the debate at the first reading, where he pointed out that sure, this had affected Ngā Pōtiki, but in fact, effluent doesn't draw a distinction between colour, race and creed. In fact, the disposal of effluent affects all people in the area, and being able to tidy up this bill would probably be of help to everybody. I'd like to also acknowledge the work of the Select Committee. I was not on the Select Committee for this bill, but we are told there was only one submission to the bill, that it was a very collaborative approach, and changes were made that have helped the bill, and people will be very keen to see its passage through this House. I'd just like to say that I think that this is one Select Committee that works reasonably well together, and that Nikki Wagner does a good job of chairing that committee, and I hope that that continues with the rest of the bills that we have, particularly the local government amendment bill that we are going to be looking at over the next couple of weeks. And I'd hope that same cooperation and collaborative approach will take place with another very important local government bill. However, I do fear that this bill is being driven by the former minister, who also sits on this committee, and maybe we won't see the same cooperation and collaboration. So, Mr Speaker, as we said, we support this bill. Congratulations to Tuaroa Flavel for bringing it to this House, and for a bill to be passed in his name, which no doubt people, when that happens to them, feel a certain sense of pride.
I call the Honourable